Hello everyone, welcome back to another C++ tutorial. So today we will be discussing on loops. So let us know the theory of loops. So suppose there is a problem given to solve in C++ and the problem is print 1 to 100 in C++. Okay, so this is the problem. So what will be your approach to solve this problem? In basic sense, you can say that I will just print out by the command cout and do like this end line. Okay, so this can be one approach, and if you just copy it several times till 100, then you are going to make it. You can print 1 to 100. Okay, but just see one thing. For printing 1 to 100, you have to write 100 lines of code. Is this an efficient way to solve this? So there comes the introduction of loops. Loops has made this task easier. Okay, so basically a loop helps us to solve this kind of problems which is to be executed several times. The same thing is executing several times, more than one time. So for that kind of problems we use loops. Okay, so loops in C++, not in only C++, in any programming language there are three kinds of loops. Okay, either you choose Java, JavaScript, any programming language, the basic loops are of three types. Okay, the basic loops are of three types. So number one is for loop, and the second one is while loop, and the third one is do while loop. Okay, so these are the three kind of loops. Okay, so at first we are going to see the for loop. Okay, those who are using the VS Code extension, if you just type for, you are going to get a code snippet here automatically generated. So this is the basic syntax of for loop. I am going to explain this elaborately here. What does this syntax mean? Okay, syntax of for loop. Okay, so at first the keyword for will come, then you are going to give two brackets, and inside brackets there will be three parts. Okay, so here you can see, and the parts are separated using semicolons. Okay, so this is the first part, this is the second part, and this is the third part. Okay, so the first part is for the initialization. Initialization. Okay, and what is initialization? We initialize variables in program, right? So this first part is for the initialization part, and the second part is the condition part. We have learnt about conditions, so this second part is the condition part, and the third part which comes updation. Either you want to increase or decrease the value, that comes the updation part. We will learn about this elaborately, but for now you just understand this thing, that's only be enough. Okay, and after that, inside this curly braces you are going to write the code or whatever you want to print out. Okay, so now let us see, let us try to solve the problem in this manner. Okay, I am just going to remove this. Okay, so at first, to solve this problem we are going to take a variable named I. Okay, so I am initializing this variable integer I. The I is of integer data type. Okay, so I have initialized the value. Now our second part is condition. So what is the condition? So let us just understand this. So for printing 1 to 100, the I, okay, so the I should be what? the I should be equal to 100. So how much time you are going to iterate through this loop, that condition you have to write it here. Okay, so I am going to give that the value or the loop should go until less than or equal to 100. Okay, then I am going to increment the value I plus plus. Now what is the thing going on inside this loop? We will try to run the code and then try to understand. Okay, and the iteration should start from 1. Okay, so I am giving i's value 1. So what here our question was, we have to print 1 to 100. So I am telling the program that the i's value is 1. From 1 you are going to start and you should end I less than or equal to 100, and every time we are increasing the count of I plus plus. This is an increment operator. Okay, this plus plus means we are increasing the value of I each time 1. Okay, here now I am writing the program here. So my program will be cout I end line. Okay, so we have written this program. So now let's try to run the code and see if this program works properly or not. Okay, so I'm running the program. Okay, so the program has been run here. You can see it has printed from 1 to 100. Now let's see the program more deeply. Here the integer I is equal to 1 basically does is, it tells the program to run this line of code starting from 1, and this is the condition. Okay, and this is, and if I is less than or equal to 100, then if this statement comes true, then the program is going to execute this line of code. Okay, so for the first program, I is equal to 1, is I less than equal to 100? Yes, it's true. Then it's going to print I. Okay, so the output for first line, it should be 1. Okay, then after executing this, the value of I will be increased. So now I's value is equal to what? 2. Okay, then the program will compare from this condition. It will check whether 2 is less than or equal to 100 or not. Yes, it's true. And if it is true, then it's going to again come here and execute this program, and it will give the output as 2. Okay, so and again after executing, it will increase the value plus plus. Plus plus means what? It will increase the value by 1. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Then now I is equal to what? 3. Is 3 is less than or equal to 100? Yes, this condition is true. So if it is true, then it's going to execute this line of code. After that, after executing this line of code, we are getting our output as 3. And again after 3, it is again incrementing the value plus 1. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Again it will check this condition. Okay, so this is the basic working principle of for loop. Okay, I hope you guys got my point. So we will be discussing, so our next topic will be while loop. We will be discussing on while loop and the syntax for while loop. So let me clear this for you. The program will remain the same. We are just changing the syntax here. Okay, so the syntax is for while loop. Okay, so the while loop and the for loop is pretty much the same. Okay, so if I type here while WHILE, right, LE, so if I click here, you can see it has given us the syntax here. Okay, so what is the basic syntax of the while loop? So here you are going to write while, then you are going to give brackets here, and inside this bracket you are going to type the condition. Okay, so for loop, remember for the for loop we have declared our condition where inside the brackets second part, right? There was the condition. Here you are going to declare only the condition here, and after declaring the condition you are going to give curly braces, and inside the curly braces you are going to write whatever program you want to do. So this is the basic syntax of while loop, and it's more easier than for loop. Okay, you can use whichever loop you want to use. It's all the same. Just one thing, that for the for loop you have the first part is for initialization and the last part is for incrementation or updation, and the middle part was for what? And the middle part was for condition. But here you should do it manually. That's the difference. There are no other differences here. Okay, so I want a variable which will start from 1 and it will go till 100, right? So I am declaring a variable integer I. So from where it will start? It will start from 1. So this is our primary condition. Okay, now what I want is what will be the condition? How much time this loop should run? The loop should run till 100, right? So I should be less than or equal to 100. This is our condition. This is our basic condition, right? So, and what code will be executed? We are going to print the I, because the value will be stored inside I. So we will just print the I. Cout I end line. Don't forget to give the end line, otherwise it will print everything in the same line. Okay, so take care of that. So cout I end line. Now what you should do is you should increment the value. You should increment the value of I. Okay, so how much time we want to look? We have to increase the value. So for increasing value by 1 we use plus operator. Okay, just what is you can see the basic difference. In the for loop we have declared this, we have done initialization, updation and condition part at the same line, but here just we are declaring it outside, and we every time we are printing out the I and we are just increasing the value of I by 1. So this is the basic difference. There are no other differences. It will print the same answer. Okay, so let us try to run the program and see what is the answer for this. Okay, you can see here it has, the program has printed from 1 to 100 again. Okay, so this is the basic principle, working principle of while loop. Okay, so you can use either while loop, either for loop, that's upon you. Whichever you are familiar to, you can use that. But this is the basic concept of while loop. I am summarizing it again. That is, we have initialized I is equal to 1 because we are starting from 1. If you initialize this from 0, let me show you. Sorry, let me show you. I am initializing it from 0. Okay, now let me run the program and see what does it give the answer. Okay, I have run the program and you can see here it has started from 0. If you do it like this, okay, I am starting from 10, I want to start from 10, it will start from 10. Okay, you can see here it has started from 10. Okay, so this is the working, and inside this you are going to give the condition. If this statement will be true, here i's value is 10, right? So the program will come here and check if i's value is less than or equal to 100 or not. If this statement is true, then only it will come and execute this block of code, and after executing the block of code we are incrementing the value of I plus or I will increment the value from 1, or it will add 1. So after 10 the i's value will become 11. If you don't give this increment operator, the value won't increase. Okay, so this is the basic working principle of while loop and for loop. Now we are going to see the last type of loop, which is do while loop. Okay, so let me clear these things up for better understanding. Okay, now we are going to see the syntax of do while loop. Okay, do while loop. Okay, so in VS Code, if you just type do, you can get a snippet or ready-made syntax for do. Okay, so for do, we are at first let us discuss the syntax here. The syntax for it is do, then you are going to write here the code. Here will come the code. Inside this bracket there will be code. Okay, there will be code, and after that here you are going to write a condition. Okay, here is the condition. This is the basic syntax of do while loop. Okay, but here the for loop and while loop always executes the code if and only the condition becomes true, then only the code will be executed. But here the code will be executed at least once. Either it can be either the condition can be true, either the condition can be false. The code will execute at least once. Okay, so this is the basic and the most important difference between for, while and do while. Okay, so let us try to solve this problem in do while loop. Okay, I am again initializing the value I integer I is equal to 1. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to print the value of I. Cout I end line. Okay, after that while what is our condition? What was our condition in the previous? I should be less than or equal to 100. Okay, and then what? We should increase the value of I by 1, right? We are doing the increment in here. Okay, so here we have written our program. So let us see and run the program here. Let us see it works or not. Okay, you can see our program has been run successfully from 1 to 100. So, but you can see here that what I have told is this program at first it will run the program at least once, then it will go and check the condition. Okay, so let us see is it is true or not. Okay, so for here I is equal to 1. Okay, so it will run the program once, then it is going to check the condition I is less than or equal to 100 or not. So here I value is 1, so 1 is obviously less than or equal to 100, is less than 100. We know that, right? So let us make the value 110. So i's value is 110. So is i's value less than or equal to 100? No, i's value is greater than 100, right? So this condition is false, but it will execute the program. It will execute the program. I'm going to show you the result. See, I'm going to run the code here. You can see the value is 110. It has run the program once. Okay, we have written I is equal to 110, so it has printed 110 once. Okay, so this is the basic working principle of do while loop, that the program will run at least once, then it is going to check the condition, either it is true or false. Either it is true, if it is true, it will run the program accordingly, and if it is false, it will also run the program at least once. So this is the basic and the most important difference between the other two loops. Okay, so I hope there won't be any confusion after watching this video regarding the loops, and if you have any confusion, just let me know in my comment section. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.